The draft, something many military, including many others, might be fairly familiar with. But today I want to talk to you about the female draft, which is currently an amendment to the bill that's been in place since the early Civil War. In this bill, men from 18 to 25 are made to register for the draft. In this amendment, it will be female as well. Currently, in times of war, men who have been signed up for the draft are made to force enlist into the military and fight our current war. The draft, something many military members as well as many others are probably very familiar with. But today I want to talk to you about the female draft, a current amendment that's trying to be passed to the bill that has been in place since the Civil War. Currently, this amendment will also allow women ages 18 to 25 to register for the draft, similar to the original bill, where in times of war or dire need to the country, the men or women will be drafted into the military to defend its nation. The reason why I'm talking to you today is because currently it's a hot topic and many people being for it, but as well as against it. My reasoning for this is I do not understand why. In times of dire need to this nation, specifically to the defense of this nation, people should be willing to stand up to put their lives on the line to defend the country and home that they're currently living in. Its people, it's their family, friends, and everyone around them. I want to go over a brief history of the draft. Originally, the draft was employed by the United States government during the Civil War. Again, in times of need, people were drafted to defend their nation from total destruction. The draft was also implemented during World War I, World War II, and the Cold War. 4 times in our nation's history, people have been drafted. Each time it has been only men. I think as times are progressing, they should also include women, not just for a specific reason, but more for fairness, less segregation between men and females, specifically in the military. I believe that it would make the military and this nation as a whole stronger by implementing this amendment to the original bill. Currently, less than 1% of our nation ever enlists into the military. This leaves a very small pool to draw from. I believe at least in times of war, this pool should be greater. I don't believe that the pool to grab people, to have people drafted from should be so small, so specific. I also want to go ahead and talk about the beginnings of the female draft, which is something that started not too long ago, fairly recently actually. June 4th of 2015 is when the original talks of this amendment to the original bill started. Currently, this bill has been met with a lot of aggressive hatred from some groups. Many people dislike this. They do not want their young daughters, sisters, to be drafted into the military. The thing is, the draft is something, it is not an enlistment. It's not meaning that one day, anytime, like, you will be, military will come to your house and pull your daughters and sisters and send them to war. The only time the draft will be implemented would be in a time of great need and to this nation. So I don't understand if your country, the home where you live in, was threatened by another nation, why would you not, how are you not willing to stand up and defend it from those who want to do it harm, to do you, your family, your friends, where you live harm? Currently, the if this bill was passed, it would have all females from ages 18 to 25 register for the draft, similar to the current bill for men. Again, this would only happen in times of war or dire need, basically. There is a penalty currently for men for not registering for the draft. They would be outed from federal aid, including Pell Grants and many other penalties. So this would also include women. I believe there's a great need, necessity for this draft, not just for the total force of our military, but for our country in general. Currently, there's a lot of segregation in the military between men and females, in the sense that the combat roles is only for men. The draft is only included for men, which there is no reason for this, really. Currently, if we have a female who's as strong as a man, they should be able to be in these combat roles. And there's many who are. There's a lot of brave, strong men and women in our country, and they should not be limited to be able to serve, to be able to go out, to put their life on the line for their nation, for their people, for their family, brothers and sisters. I believe that this would make the military and our nation stronger. I believe this would help with fairness and equality within the military, as well as this country, being a time where it's currently a hot topic and an issue. Many people speak about fairness and equality. They want many things. They want the positives, but when fairness and equality goes more into the tough things, the things where you have to leave home and go fight in another country to defend your nation, sometimes that doesn't seem so attractive. So, like right now, currently, it's a hot topic because it's not something certain groups want. There's many who do, there's many females, there's many men who want this, but there's small groups who want and are afraid to give, to enlist, to register for a draft. But then again, it's more of a less physical move. Draft, it's primarily for very, very few times in history our country has employed the draft. 4 times specifically. It would be more, I think, a move to show fairness and equality within our country and our military, and I believe it would be very beneficial. In conclusion, I hope that you listened to what I said. At least I hope I made you think about the subject. My name's Adam Diaz. My current sources that I used was the New York Times, ss.gov, militarytimes.com, and USA Today. I really hope you enjoyed my speech and I enlightened you on the topic and of a few current things happening now. Thank you.